All right, MVP, let's go with Tom Brady. I mean, who else would it be? Without Tom Brady, that roster's, somewhere around where Carolina, probably better. It's better than Carolina, but probably somewhere around the Saints, right? Maybe fighting to get 500 without Tom. With Tom, even going 11-6, whatever, 12-5, maybe they still have a shot in the playoffs, right? This team can make a playoff run as long as Tom Brady's there. He's still a really accurate distributor of the football. His arm's almost never been better. It cuts through the Tampa air really well. I mean, I expect him to take a slight step down. I'm not sure if he's 100% committed, right? He at one point was retired, but nonetheless, when he's on your team, you have a chance.
Yes.
And I think without him, you don't. And, I mean, there's nobody else in this division who is as valuable and impacts winning as much as Tom Brady.
I 100% agree. The thing he can bring is the knowledge aspect to the game, too. I mean, the amount of different defenses he's had to play against, the different reads he's had to make, he's just has a wealth of experience and knowledge. Right. So just that alone and a weaker receiving core, especially as you go deeper into the depth chart,
right?
That kind of stuff is really going to propel you. Just on simple timing routes, adjustments that he makes at the line, he is he really mixes it up on his own, away from
what the coaching staff might do.
Yeah, and we saw why. Maybe that might have been the reason for a coaching change.
Yeah, because him and Arians weren't the best of friends. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Offensive Player of the Year, let's go with Alvin Kamara. So he was looking at maybe facing a suspension this season for some problematic behavior in Vegas, we'll say. Or is that Vegas? Or somewhere with the Pro Bowl, wherever that was at. Is that Vegas?
Is it New Orleans?
No, it was not in New Orleans. I don't remember where it was. Maybe Hawaii. I don't know. Whatever. But turns out, rumor has it, or reports, I guess, have it, that he won't face suspension this year. So granted, he plays, I don't know, we'll say 15 games. We'll give him a couple games. Maybe he's banged up, right? I think he's the Offensive Player of the Year this year. I mean, we were thinking about C-Mac, but I actually don't trust C-Mac to even get to 10 games. I don't. What evidence do I have? I have one, maybe 2 good years evidence of him being able to do that.
There's no evidence of him staying healthy. No.
I think Kamara can, and if Michael Thomas, who knows with him? I haven't heard about Michael Thomas in forever.
Oh.
He was really, really noisy, made a bunch of noise, left the team, took a year off, was kind of hurt, kind of not hurt, was kind of for personal reasons, but he was also kind of dinged up, and then haven't heard from him since. I don't know what's going on with him, but assuming that, I mean, even if he comes back, he'll be rusty. I think Kamara is going to be the number one target, obviously on the ground and in the air. Yes. I think he's going to get a bunch of looks. Offensive Player of the Year, Alvin Kamara.
Also, don't be afraid to draft him first in any fantasy stuff. If you're the kind of guy that goes after running backs first and real early, he's probably one of the top 2 or 3 that I would take.
I think I drafted him either 2nd or 3rd last year. It worked out pretty well until I got hurt, unfortunately, but whatever. All right, Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go with Cam Jordan. I think he's going to have a really, really good year. That's just a hunch, I'm going to be honest with you. Plus, this division isn't necessarily loaded. I think like Marshawn Lattimore, Devin White, and that was about it. Were other candidates, maybe Brian Burns, but we'll get to him.
Yeah.
I think Cam Jordan's the most proven guy on the defensive side of the football in this division. He gets the passer. He's consistently like a 15-sack-a-year guy.
Yes.
I think he'll get about 18.5 this year. I think he's going to be a menace.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's not a lot of great offensive line play in this division. So he's going to have a fairly easier time getting after quarterbacks.
For 6 games, yeah, he should.
Yes, 100%. And he's the guy that really is the wrecking force on that defense and gets most of everything generated.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go with breakout. I think Brian Burns, right? So he kind of broke out a little bit last year. I think he's going to break out to the point where he's a household name, like a top 5 edge rusher. He's already probably in the conversation about top 12 to 15, which I think is respectable for him. I think he's going into his 2nd or 3rd year, I believe. That's a respectable-ish area.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think he's going to be a dog.
It's still a lot of time to progress.
Yeah. I think like a 17-sack guy is going to be, somewhere up there within the top 3 in sacks for edge rushers. I think he's going to become a bit of a household name. So Brian Burns is breakout. And finally, our last category, Todd Bowles. So at the end of the day, I don't love Todd Bowles, the head coach. First of all, he's defensive. It was a disaster in New York. Do I think he's a good football coach? Yes. Do I think he's a really good head coach? Probably not. Right? Whether Arians or Brady, I don't care who fired who or if Tom had impact on this or that. It's in the past. I don't care anymore. But, I mean, you can't really deny that Arians is a better football coach than Todd Bowles. So you're going to take a slight step down. But not the good part of it, because he's coach of the year in this division. I should probably say some good things about him. I do think he's going to make the defense a lot better. He's already the defensive coordinator, so he's going to keep having a hand in the defense. If it makes Brady happier, then, I mean, whatever, you got to do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, no other team we have predicted above 500. How am I going to give any other coach the coach of the year if you don't even make 500?
You can't.
Oh, Matt Rule, here's coach of the year for 6 wins.
With Baker?
With Baker? Like, come on. Or like the Saints, like 7 wins, dude. Like,
no.
You need to show me something.
And
so if Todd Bowles is the only one above 500, it's almost a no-brainer.
And the crazy part is just how much of an influence Tom Brady has on the game. How much of an influence does he have on Todd Bowles being the coach of the year of this division? I'd say a lot. Without
like
Brady,
75%.
You have
the other 25 is that the other
chance.
coaches, like the other teams, aren't good.
Yeah, that's it. So, just yet again another just piece of evidence that points at the greatness that is Tom Brady. Yeah, but to run back through it, we have the MVP, Tom Brady, Offensive Player of the Year, Alvin Kamara, the Defensive Player of the Year, Cam Jordan. Breaking out, we have Brian Burns, and the Coach of the Division, Todd Bowles.
Sounds about right to me. I don't know. I say we get into some